in his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, every one. And though sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his Legion buddies listened, for they knew whereof he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Bill has passed away. The world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today.
An excerpt from the popular poem Just a Common Soldier as we observe Veterans Day 2015 alongside Miranda Kahn. J.D. Hayworth back with you on Newsmax Prime. Miranda, most of us are blessed to know at least one person who has served in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Yeah, J.D., but what they may not know is that transitioning from the battlefield back to home is often full of serious and often long-term challenges. So what can we do to help our veterans? That's really the big question.
And for more on that, let's welcome in the chairman of the Purple Heart Foundation, Jeff Roy. Jeff served our nation proudly in Vietnam. He joins us from Newsmax, New York. Jeff, we appreciate your time so much. And on this Veterans Day, how do you feel we can best honor the sacrifices our veterans have made?
Well, J.D., I think it comes back to is we don't want to forget them, which is kind of the meaning of Veterans Day today. It seems like too often today, as the conflicts wind down and it's out of the news, it so goes out of the minds of people, and not understanding that the wounds are still there and they still need treatment.
Jeff, as we mentioned earlier, you're a Vietnam vet, and you encountered a real challenge before your tour ended, when you faced wounds and injury. How did you make the transition from soldier back to civilian life?
Well, that is difficult in that, we were not recognized for having post-traumatic stress. And unfortunately for a lot of us, especially from Vietnam era, we suffered through divorce and other issues of that nature. And the only thing that I think that brings us back is we began to recognize ourselves that something was wrong, and either through association with fellow friends that we knew that went through the same, and in my case that was friends that were still in the Army Reserve with me, that we could talk about it, and also in my case it was bringing me closer to my faith that helped me through some of those difficult times.
Jeff, let's talk a moment about the Purple Heart Foundation. It's one of the nation's oldest military organizations. What are some of the foundation's key programs, and why is this foundation so important for our veterans?
Well, Purple Heart Foundation, as you say, is one of the oldest programs. And we've been taking care of our combat wounded veterans, in fact, all veterans. For people to receive help from the Military Order of the Purple Heart, they don't have to hold the medal. They can just be a veteran that needs assistance with the VA. But we've been doing it for 50 years, and the programs that we focus on today are those that are applicable to our veterans today. Post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury from the IEDs, the fact that we have a high number of veterans that are committing suicide, also focusing on those issues that our female veterans need to have.
Jeff, where is the website our viewers can go to get more information?
Well, our purpleheartfoundation.org. There you find information on our programs. The fact that even though we're chartered by Congress, we are not funded federally, so all our work is done through public donations.
And again, the website is?
purpleheartfoundation.org.
And we'll have our viewers check it out. Jeff Roy, we thank you for your service both in and out of uniform, and we'll be back.